Hey, what's up? This is Benji Bruce here, and this website has allowed me to charge over $10,000, and I'm basically going to show you how to copy what I did so you can actually build your speaking business. Now, there's a lot of speaker advice, but nobody really reveals like what it really takes to build your speaking business. And the reason is because people don't actually want to hear what it really takes. They don't want to hear that you have to work hard. They only want to hear, oh, it's easy and you can do it in 3 simple steps. But the truth about building your speaking business is, yes, it is hard. Yes, it does take time, but people would rather hear, oh, it's going to be easy. Oh, you're only going to need 3 things and then you'll be this new Tony Robbins type of speaker. But I'm basically going to pull back the curtain and I'm going to let you know what it really takes so you can actually know whether or not building a speaking business is actually for you or whether you should just go on and do something else. So it really depends on how serious you are. So you might be watching this video because you're kind of just starting, or maybe you're not getting the gigs that you want, or maybe you just read a ton of books and you watch videos and you bought courses and you've been told things like, if you have a great message to share, then you could be a speaker. But for some reason, it's still not working. You're like, oh man, I have a great message, but it's still not working. So you're basically in the same place as you were before, and I'm going to show you why, and I'm going to walk you through the process that it takes to build your speaking business, because these are the things that every speaker should know about building a speaking business. Now, one of my favorite quotes, and it's obviously not on my website here, but one of my favorite quotes is by Sun Tzu from The Art of War, and he says, all men can see these tactics whereby I conquer, but what none can see is the strategy out of which victory is evolved. And what he's obviously talking about is that everyone, all these speakers, everyone in any business, they're all looking for the tactics. They're like, oh, what's the new social media thing? What's this? And they're looking for the tactics. But instead, you need to look for the psychology of the person behind the tactics. That's what's really going to allow you to grow your speaking business. And the key psychology is to be very specific. So, for example, most speakers, they say that they want to get on stages, they want to speak on stages, do more speaking gigs, but that's not specific enough. For example, what type of stages do you want to speak on? Do you want to do seminar or do you want to do corporate? So, for example, with my website, like here, there's a difference between doing the keynote gigs that I do, and there's a difference between selling products, which is a seminar type of stuff. So each one requires different skills and a different approach to your marketing. So with my website, you can obviously see it's built for a corporate market. It's built for corporate keynotes. I would much rather have someone pay me 10 grand or more to have me out to speak, and then I can sell my products to them, than to do the seminar events. So you can see that it's very different. And as a speaker, you have to be very specific because it lets you know, number one, what type of website you're going to build, how you're going to do your marketing, the actions you're going to take. So even something as simple as that, as being specific about whether you want to do corporate or whether you want to do seminar type of things, even something like that, you have to be very specific on. If I was doing seminars, then I would have a completely different website than this. So to build a speaking business, you really do need to know the details, and there are small details that you need to know. For example, like how you describe yourself. Here, I have corporate mentalist and motivational speaker. In addition to speaking, I also do these mind reading shows, which is why it says corporate mentalist. So even something as simple as the way you describe yourself really matters. So are you describing yourself from your perspective or from their perspective? So from your perspective, you say, well, a lot of speakers say things like, oh, I'm the speaker that changes the world, and I have the message that will change people's lives, and things like that. From their perspective, they're just saying like, I just need to hire a freaking motivational speaker. I need to hire a speaker on leadership. So even something as simple as that, you really, really need to pay attention to when you're building your speaking business. And your website itself needs to pass what I call the scan test. The scan test means they shouldn't need to read anything on your website. They shouldn't have to read corporate mentalist, motivational speaker. They shouldn't have to go down here and read all this text on the website. You shouldn't have to do any of that. they should be able to scan it, and they should be able to say, man, this guy is a pro, this speaker is top notch. So for example, they see, oh, Remax here. They see the TV footage, the big crowds, the logos, the big crowds again, the TV here, the logo and the demo and things like that. So it should pass what I call the scan test. And what this does is it frames the visitors. So that way they say like, oh man, I hope he's available, versus you kind of saying, oh, can you hire me? So I hope you see the difference, because one is coming from a position of desperation and the other one is coming from a position of status. So one allows you to charge $10,000 and the other one is what causes speakers to have a hard time getting booked in the first place. So there are little details that you need to know about building your speaking business. So if you do want free training on building your speaking business, then I want you to go ahead and sign up. So you're going to get videos, you're going to get access to information, videos, resources like contracts, things like that. I'm going to show you things like the tactics, like how to get publicity, like how to actually get on TV, how to get hired. I'll show you all the tactics. And more importantly, I'm going to show you the psychology behind the tactics. So I'm going to show you things like the time management and what it really takes in order to grow your speaking business. So go ahead, sign up, and I'll actually help you build your speaking business from the ground up.